Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. Today I'm going to be doing a brand new original tag called La Bella Italia Tag. This tag was created by Emily at the Linguist Library and by Daniela at the Uncommon Reader, and I was tagged by Daniela. I'm just going to read what Daniela said about the tag in her video. She says, "Welcome to Uncommon Reader. Here's something to take your January blues away. I collaborated with Emily of the Linguist's Library on a new original tag. Consider yourself tagged if you're watching. Enjoy. La Bella Italia Tag. Happy 2025. We'd like to start the year in style, taking you to beautiful Italy. 10 iconic places of La Bella Italia inspired our literary journey. Your book choices don't have to relate necessarily to Italy, of course. Forget the blues, tag others, and let's all have an adventurous and romantic January." Okay, so there are 10 prompts. Number 1, all roads lead to Rome. Choose a book about history or a historical novel. For that, I chose the book that I'm reading right now for the first quarter of Historathon, and that's Mary Beard's SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome. Number 2, Wherefore Art Thou, Verona? Romance books, literary fiction, ill-fated lovers. I don't read a lot of romance books, but I certainly have some literary fiction classics. This is a classic that is certainly about ill-fated lovers, and that's Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. And the relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine would certainly be considered an ill-fated one. Number 3, Florence, Brushstrokes and Botticelli, books about art, music, or artists. For that, I chose Patrick Bringley's All the Beauty in the World, the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Me. This is a book that I read this past September for the framed art event. And this book is Patrick Bringley's story of how he left his job at the New Yorker after the death of his brother, and he went to work for about 10 years as a guard at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and it's all about his experience working there and taking in great works of art every day. Number 4, Sicily, Myths of Mount Etna, mythology, fantasy, and sci-fi books. Well, for this, I decided to choose a book that I spent a lot of time with this summer rereading, and that's James Joyce's Ulysses. Now, not only does the title kind of fit the prompt, but Joyce used as the structure for this novel, and this novel basically tells the one day in the life of his main character, but he uses as the structure for that day in Dublin, the structure of the Odyssey. So this is my contemporary or modern fiction retelling of classic mythology. Number 5, The Bolognese Chronicles, food-themed books. For this, I chose a book that I talked about in another recent video, and that's Nora Ephron's novel, Heartburn. This is a novel about the breakup of a marriage, but it's actually told in a very humorous way, and it includes a lot of references to food, and actually includes recipes. And in the back of the book, there's even an index for all of the recipes that are included in the novel. And as I mentioned in another video, this is the 40th anniversary edition of the novel that came out in, I think, 2023. And Stanley Tucci wrote the foreword to this book. Okay, number 6, From Sardinia with Love. Thriller, adventure, spy, or heist book. For that, I chose John le Carré's The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. He's certainly, considered one of the masters of spy fiction, and I think that this novel might be one of the greatest spy stories ever written as well. Number 7, Venice. In a Gondola with Casanova, Forbidden Love Affair books. For that, I'm choosing the novel that I just finished, which my in-person book group is discussing this week, and that's Louise Erdrich's The Mighty Red. Now, this is a novel where one of the main characters gets married, too young, very, very early in the novel. But throughout the novel, she's also carrying on an affair with another man who has also been her best friend all through high school. So there's a marriage and an illicit affair going on at the same time. Okay. Number 8, Naples Never Sleeps. Mystery, horror, or Gothic books. Well, for that, I just picked this beautiful edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Certainly, it's considered, I guess, the first science fiction novel ever written by many. Many consider it that. Many consider it also a Gothic horror story as well. Although, of course, the real question in here is, who the real monster is. The creature created does indeed do monstrous things as the novel progresses, but he's been treated monstrously by his human creator, Victor Frankenstein. Okay. Number 9, Tales of Torino La Magica, Ghosts and Legend Stories, Novellas, Short Stories, Plays, and Folklore. For that, I chose a book that I just read for the Christmas event where we were reading ghost stories during the Christmas season, and I read this book last month for that, and that is The Ghost Stories of Edith Wharton. And I've talked about this book in several other videos. She's not someone who's remembered as a ghost story writer, and yet she was a really good ghost story writer, and she actually wrote ghost stories to help her overcome her own morbid fear of ghosts. And number 10, Musing in Milan, any genre, bonus postcards from Italy, a book set in Italy. Well, for that, I just chose one of the volumes in the Commissario Guido Brunetti mystery series. And this is Donna Leone. This one is Death in a Strange Country. And this takes place all of these mysteries, almost all of them, take place in Italy and usually in Venice. All right, and that's it. The last prompt is to tag others. So if you are watching, I hope you will consider yourself tagged and do this tag, and let's spread some Italian joy. And in addition, I'm going to name a bunch of people in the notes below. And I'm also going to include Daniela and Emily's videos in my notes below as well. So, as always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.